Make the strings louder.
What's up, guys? So I wonder if you guys, how you can hear me. So I just put a different microphone, like a little fluffy one, on the top of my camera. So you see that, and we'll see how it sounds. But yeah, yesterday or last night, or I guess at 3 in the morning, I finished painting this stuff. As you can see, there's a couple little dirt spots in it, but I mean, stuff like that really isn't too big of a deal. I mean, overall, I'm decently happy with, I'm actually really happy with how this stuff turned out. For just, I mean, the front bumper obviously was going to turn out all right no matter what, just because I didn't really have to do any body work to it. The rear bumper, I did basically a little skim of filler across the top right there, just kind of get rid of some of that crap. But I am really, really stoked on the way this diffuser came out. I didn't think it was going to look this cool with the paint match on it, but I definitely think that adds a little bit of pizzazz to it, because it's black right there, but then it matches over there, so it actually looks like a diffuser. So I got David to thank for that idea. So yeah, we got all these things in the shop, but I would like to go ahead and, I guess maybe the goal for today or tonight is to go ahead and I'm going to remove these badges off of the back. I don't really care that it, you know, it's a 9.3 Aero. I like keeping these things secrets, other than, you know, everybody on the internet. I feel like I've almost increased the value of Saabs for people. And if you guys are one of the people who have went out and bought a Saab, there's literally probably been, over the past year and a half since I've really been messing with and showing these videos of these things, I'd say there's about 10 people that have like messaged me, like on my social media or Snapchat or Instagram, and they send me pictures and like updates and stuff of their Saabs after they bought them, and I think that's pretty rad. But anyhow, debadge it. This back little hatch, I'll probably just go ahead and buff it, since I don't really want to be buffing on it while the fresh paint is underneath it and flicking compound and stuff on it. So I'll probably do that, and then maybe try to give the car a little bit of a wash and a buff. The other thing is on the inside over here. So we have like this stuff, which that basically goes, that's the windshield wiper cal, and you can see it's all faded. And so I'm gonna refresh that, just hit it with a coat of satin black paint. And then the same thing with this guy. This is the thing that hooks onto the bumper in the back. So I'm gonna hit that with some satin black too. Make that stuff all look brand new. And need to install the side skirts. I pulled this thing in one day with when the door was too low, and it just busted off the antenna. So I might try to rob the antenna out of the flooded car outside. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's probably what we're gonna try to do today. So I guess I'm gonna get started. Alright guys, so I just did kind of a quick little test fit up here in the front, and it looks like the paint is matching alright. Kind of looks a little bit different in camera, but yeah, the paint seems to match good enough. I mean, there's a slight variation, but not too bad. Once I get everything kind of buffed, should look a little bit better. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked on how this Air, or the Griffin front bumper actually is. Pretty much, it's crazy because almost everything that went into this front bumper was literally like brand new. So like I said, Saab parts is definitely the way to go. Pretty much got all brand new OEM original, you know, fog lights, all the grill pieces, the whole Griffin front, like the whole thing in its entirety, pretty much, because none of the Griffin front was not offered in the United States. But yeah, huge shout out to Saab parts. You know, they're kind of working with me on this build, and honestly, I don't even know what if I would even want to own like a Saab without them. Just knowing that, you know, you can just get on there and buy whatever parts that you actually need. So it's yeah, it's pretty nice, and you should definitely go check out their website if you have a Saab. And if you guys have actually bought a Saab because of me in my channel, be sure to let me know. And I also do have a discount code with esaabparts.com. I believe it's MotionAutoTv, all capitals, and that'll save you guys 10% on your order and give you free shipping on orders over $99. So yeah, be sure to go check them out. And I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I did get the rear bumper basically all back together. It kind of fought me a little bit. I had to end up drilling some holes for those little reflectors or whatever, but it's a little bit dusty. It got all like staticky when I was messing with it, but I'll get that on tomorrow. I decided I was gonna go ahead and debadge it, so I pulled off the badges, and I just need to basically get that like adhesive foam crap off of it, and then basically polish this trunk, and then I'll put it back together. Tomorrow I'm also going to remove the bumper again, polish the fenders and the hood, and then all that stuff will be ready to go, and then kind of give the rest of the car a quick little buff, and yeah, we should be good from there. Alright, so one of the stupid things that I needed to replace before I could kind of button up, I guess, this cowl piece right here is, I don't know exactly what happened, but this guy right there broke. So I basically went outside to the old parts car and robbed one off of it, just this little linkage piece. And then the other stupid thing was I busted off this antenna when I was pulling it in the shop one day, and so I went ahead and robbed that one off the car outside as well. So that one was pretty simple to get to, just kind of had to pull the headliner down a little bit. Gotta get these little side guys off so that I don't break anything when I pull the headliner down, but yeah, should be pretty simple to get those things done. And then yeah, I already showed you guys a bumper last night, so once I get that all done, then we could almost button up the front end. I would like to do a little bit of polishing on this back hatch, like I said, before I officially mount it. Alright, so I went ahead and I got the badges, or the rest of the adhesive, stripped off of here, and there was kind of a random kind of the lines, and then it was obviously there's like a little buildup of like grit around it. So I went ahead and like clay barred around it, and then I went ahead and sanded it with 1500 grit sandpaper, just on a little block. There was also like a little sharp thing, I don't know what that was, but yeah, basically same thing over here. And then I went ahead and I clay barred the whole panel, just because it was kind of gritty and dirty. But you can definitely see just how neglected and gross this paint was. And then I went ahead and removed this so I could kind of buff around that, so around the license plate and everything will look nice and pretty. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a little buff real quick, and then probably just go ahead and tackle each one of the quarter panels. And then as you can see, I buffed a little bit there previously, but around the edges, when I put the bumper on it, I just don't want to be like buffing close to the new paint, because I don't have any reason to. Alright, so the back hatch of this thing looks way better now. So you can see it's actually like dark and shiny. This is one of the reasons I almost went down the slippery slope of painting stuff. So you can see right there, there's a couple little scratches, probably from just, you know, grabbing it or shutting it or whatever. But it looks way better. That's a little... But yeah, there's actually still a little bit of compound right there. But yeah, I mean, this is where the letters, where you can see like a tiny little outline of them right there. But I mean, if somebody's looking at the car hard enough to notice that, they probably shouldn't be looking at the car. But yeah, anyhow, one of the solutions that I've found in the past to actually kind of get rid of some of these like white lines, because these weren't as pronounced until I went over them with the white compound, and then I kind of hit it with this final, like this Perfect It 2. It's like a good polish. But yeah, one of the things that I've found that works really well is if you get that turtle wax, like black ice wax, it has like a black pigment to it. And so when you wax the car, it kind of fills in some of that stuff where the white compound filled in. It like tints it a little bit darker, so you can't really even see it. So once I kind of get done with, you know, the other pieces, or basically the whole car that I'm going to buff, I'm probably going to go around the whole thing with that black wax, and then it'll look really, really good. So yeah, this Milwaukee lights definitely made me lazy. just being able to just throw it on the ground, move it around, no cords or anything to trip over. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna start messing with the quarter panels a little bit so that I could actually stick the rear bumper on here. Alright, so I got this side pretty much done and buffed. Basically same process as the back, so just the clay bar and then the compounding pad and then the final like polishing pad with the two different compounds. Basically the rubbing compound, which is a little bit more aggressive for the yellow pad, and then the kind of the finishing polishing glaze or whatever is that with the black pad. And yeah, it turned out pretty good. So you could actually see. You could see yourself in it now, whereas before, I mean, you guys seen it before, it was pretty bad. But yeah, and I definitely think that once I get some of that black wax on it, you know, all these like little like chips and stuff like that will kind of fill in and kind of blend in a little bit better. Since I buffed this actually kind of turned out, looks a little bit worse. I think they kind of had some paint kind of in there before. You could see because there's the side skirt on the bottom, or the door where it goes to the side skirt has a little bit of a scratch too. But yeah, like I said, it's not. I guess that's not too big of a deal for a daily. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably do the other side and the hood real quick, and then we should be good to basically put all the body panels and clips and inner fender liners and all that random crap on it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to putting my wheels off my other car on it tonight or not, but I guess we'll see. All right, so I basically got the hood and all this other stuff done on this side, which I think I already showed you that. But it's crazy just what clay barring this thing does. When you could see like that brown stuff on the ground, that's what was dripping after like from the wetness of getting clay barred, like the slurry that was coming off of it. And the clay bar was just getting like absolutely gross. But you can see right here, paint is just super neglected. All the fingernail marks going in and out of the door handle. And then you can see here's one spot from when the old mirror was just dangling off of there. So hopefully all that stuff polishes out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of debating on whether or not to do the roof or not. I'm at least gonna clay bar the roof because there's so much contamination on there. I mean, as soon as you run your hand over it, it just sounds like sandpaper and nasty and gross and stuff. And I can't handle that. So. Man, this car's kind of kicking my butt a little bit. So I got this whole side done. This thing actually turned out really good right here. You can't really see under my overspray marks. Hold on, not overspray. My compound that I haven't wiped off yet. So yeah, check that out. As you guys remember before, it had that random little line right there. So it's pretty decent. It still has a scratch right there. A lot of, like, pretty much all that stuff came out. Still kind of dirty. I definitely need to pull it out and actually wash it. The roof was insanely, I mean, it was just insane how bad it is or was or whatever you want to say. I mean, it was bad. So you can see it's shiny again up there. But it was just like really kind of dull and faded looking. And there's a ton of tar all over it. And I clay barred it. If you look at this clay bar, I mean, this is pretty much water from the clay bar, just like rinsing it off. And you can see it looks like mud. So pretty, I mean, it was crazy how much crap was actually up there. So, I mean, you can see all the imperfections, all that crap. But if you stand back like 10 feet, you take a picture for Instagram, you're gonna say, damn, that's a clean wagon. So I still need to put the side skirts on, the little door, or the little corner lights and the fender wells and all that. and I still need to replace that windshield wiper cowl and a few other little things in the, or that stupid wiper antenna. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to get a couple of those things done, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Alright guys, well there she is pretty much. Got the side skirt on, the inner fender well, did like the little weather stripping thing in there. I also got the windshield wiper cowl on, windshield wipers, brand new windshield wipers. I got the arms and new windshield wipers. Front bumper looks awesome. I'm pretty stoked to actually have this Griffin front. Like, I don't know, I've seen pictures of them a long time ago, and I just never could justify it, or I didn't have an 08, and like the 08s were too damn expensive. So I don't know, I feel like it kind of lucked out with this whole situation. It's definitely been a lot of work to get it here, you know, definitely a little bit more work than I thought it was going to be, but I feel like that's pretty much any project. I have the rear bumper on here as well. You can't really, I mean, you can see the nice little diffuser thing on the ground. My light's kind of making it look funny, but yeah, I really do like that rear bumper, and like I said, this was the main reason I actually wanted to get one of these, was because of that little diffuser thing that you could actually get for them. And I just thought that, I've always thought these wagons looked really cool, and when I seen that you could do that to them, I was like, oh, I needed to do that to one. So it definitely polished up pretty good, you know, especially compared to where it was. And I'm actually really, I think I really am gonna like this color now that it's actually polished up, and you could actually see that it's a color, not just some like grayish Saab looking thing. There's like a grayish blue, but yeah, that what else did I do to it? Oh, I got the antenna on it. That wasn't too bad. And then pretty much the only things that I have left to do is put the little bit of interior trim back together from doing the short shifter, which that's like 5 minutes. And then I need to put the side skirt and the wheel well on here, hook up the windshield washer reservoir, and then actually officially mount the bumper, and put the little under tray thing on there. But yeah, that's I don't know, I'm gonna do that stuff tomorrow, and give this thing a good wash and a nice wax, and yeah, so I guess we'll just continue tomorrow. Alright, first time seeing it outside.
All the swirl marks.
Full of all the, I installed some nice swirls on here. Yeah, that diffuser's not too bad. So yeah, anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and give it the old pressure wash. Got the foam cannon out. This is that $16 one you get off of Amazon, link in the description. I'm just using some really cheap O'Reilly's soap, so we'll see how it foams. Yeah, I'm gonna foam it, and then, well, pressure wash it, foam it, pressure wash it, and then basically scrub it and then wash it, and I don't know, try to get all the random compound off it so it's good for wax. Well, it looks a lot nicer now that it's actually fully washed. So I really like this black stuff. It's this Turtle Wax Jet Black. It's like for black cars, and it basically has a black carnauba wax, and it's tinted. So you can see right here, this is like a rag that I used to wipe it off previously. And basically what that does is it kind of tints some of the, like the scratches and stuff. So as we go along, you'll see like a little chip like that, and it'll basically, it'll just kind of tint it a little bit darker, kind of little tiny imperfections and stuff like that, to where you really won't notice them as much. So yeah, I don't know, it's just something that I kind of like to do, especially like you'll see like right here, this will actually be a really good example, because it'll darken that up quite a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and wax on this whole thing and then wax it off, and you know, my arm's gonna be tired. right, guys. So they're the outside is. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm done with the outside. You know, for now. I know I'm probably gonna decide that I'm gonna paint it eventually, or paint pieces of it. So there's this trim kind of going up the side, but that wax, you can see how this used to be kind of white in there, and then now it kind of tinted, so it's kind of like a dark gray. So it just kind of blends in a lot better. There's some like little chips and stuff right here that are a lot better now. And then back here, where I showed you guys previously, I don't know if you can see that. So you can see it kind of disappears a lot, but I mean, that's look at that diffuser. Yeah, I mean, she turned out pretty good. I still need to put the interior trim back in for the short shifter, and also these scratches on the side that were all white. You could see how that wax kind of filled in them, and like I said, turned them dark gray. Yeah, another huge shout out, esaabparts.com. I mean, without them, I mean, this whole front end it just wouldn't look that pretty. So that's pretty much all there is to it. They're absolutely everything you could think of, OEM, down to like every single nut and bolt pretty much broken down on this car. So if you guys have not checked out their website and you do own a Saab, be sure to go check it out. Use code MotionAutoTv to save yourself, I think it's 5 or 10% off, and free shipping on orders over $99. And yeah. But I did want to show you guys one other thing that I plan on doing to this. So to go along with the rear diffuser, I bought these vibrant exhaust tips. So the factory tips on here I think are 3-inch, and this is a 4-inch. And I think it'll just kind of give it a little bit better of a look. So you can see that right there. And then those ones, they're like really sunk down in there. So like when you're looking at it from right there, you can't see the exhaust tips. So I basically want to bring them out and make them flush. And so if we look at it from, let's see, this angle right there, yeah. So it'll just look a lot more beastie in the back. So I'm definitely glad that Dave kind of convinced me to do that paint match. You can see it doesn't fit perfect right there, but it's not bad. Definitely a hell of a lot cleaner than it was when it started. I'm definitely glad I didn't go through and paint this whole thing, because I would still be dealing with that mess. This thing kind of looks funny in the day or outside in the light, but just because it's basically fair dude's clear coat. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for this video. I know a lot of you guys are wondering, you know, why I'm doing this Saab when I already have the other one. Basically, I told my dad that I would give him one, basically like a gift type of thing. You know, I lived with him until I was like 20. How old am I now? Am I 26? 25. I don't know. I lived with him until I was like 24. You know, and he's always taken good care of me, so I figured that I'd be nice and kind of donate my other Saab to him. And I had this one basically sitting outside, and you know, he'd been looking at them on Craigslist and asking me if they're good deals. And I was like, damn it, I was like, I'll just give you mine when I'm done with it. And you know, I mean, it's been like 6 months since that conversation, and I was finally like, well, shit, you know, we need to get it going. I thought this was definitely going to be a lot faster project than it turned out to be, but I mean, overall, I think it turned out great, for now at least. But a lot of people, you guys are also probably wondering, like, why Saab? Why do you like these things so much? So just imagine a turbo V6 that makes like 250 horsepower and like 280 foot-pounds of torque stock, with a 6-speed manual transmission. With check this out. This is one of the cool things I like about it. So it has a Bose stereo system in it, and then it also has a factory Bose subwoofer that fits underneath the trunk. So it has a factory subwoofer. It has like I don't know, 8 or 10 speakers in it. So I mean, the sound system in it sounds really good. I mean, they have decent sized brakes. It's got the HIDs, the headlights that turn with the road. I mean, it's a cool little car. I don't know. I definitely think they're pretty interesting. Anybody, I know a lot of Saab guys are actually kind of watching my channel, so pretty much anybody who's ever driven a Saab knows. I don't know, they're rad. They're like I feel like the perfect car guy daily, because they're like quick, they look decent. You know, parts and everything for them are easy to get, and you could buy parts cars for cheap. I don't know. I'm gonna quit rambling. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this Saab fiasco. I mean, this thing, it kind of did throw a wrench in my whole, you know, my super program. I was going to use it as kind of a test, you know, if I did spray the whole thing for using a paint booth or making a paint booth. So I think that's probably what's going to happen this next week is hopefully figure out some sort of rigging up a paint booth in here and going to try to get the Supra resprayed, you know, as long as I can make sure that it's good. I might end up respraying the hood on here just for like a test panel to put in the booth and spray it and, you know, let it sit in there, let, you know, the fans and everything do their magic and see if it drags any dirt across it, because this would be, you know, normally hoods get a lot of crap in them. So yeah, we'll do a little test panel with this maybe. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Catch you guys later. If you guys aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. If you guys want to see my videos as soon as they come out, or if you haven't got the notifications recently, hit that little notification bell. And yeah, see you guys in a couple days.